All right, today in the shop, a very unusual day. We had to deal with some severe winds, below freezing temperature early in the day. It was 24. But the big thing is the wind advisory, and this didn't go away all day. I waited it out. I did some errands for Karen. I did some things around the house, hoping it would warm up and that the wind would come back. I even replaced the batteries in my watches just to kill some time. And it did warm up to above freezing by the end of the day, but by then most of the day was shot. And I just wanted to get the black on the wheel. I thought that'd be at least one thing. Did not want to take a chance with 40-mile-an-hour winds of Joe's fairing blowing into the neighbor's yard. That would have ruined both of our whole day. But it did turn out in the end okay, as it usually does. Not always, but usually. And we did get the wheel painted black, and we did get it up by a heating vent. And I did drink probably the world's record of coffee, and Karen kept coming down with a cup of coffee to warm me up. Thank you, Karen. Boy, oh boy. At the end of this day, you can't imagine how cold I was. This was really as cold as I want to be. But anyway, I guess I'm going to be an honorary Nanette people here pretty soon if I keep it up. Anyway, we did get the mission accomplished by day's end. We're talking about some unpredictable weather. We have tried to deal with this weather. And we had a nice couple of days, and we even got a ride in there one day. But boy, we woke up this morning and it's brutally cold. It's not even so bad that it's cold, but the wind is blowing so bad. I don't even know if we're going to be able to paint or if I'm going to be able to get into that corner of the house. So if you're out there and you own a nice spray booth with heating and air conditioning, I thought of this yesterday, we could be friends. Every morning, it doesn't matter what the temperature is. We do the old battery charger flip. Keep all the bikes ready to go because we know summer's coming, but it's not here today. And sometimes life can be a little rough around the edges here in Green Bay. Today is one of those days. All I want to do is get inside, drink coffee. We're not going to be able to paint until we get above freezing. If we get it. We're not even supposed to get it. But here's the thing I thought of today, and I'm always trying, if I have lemons, I try to make lemonade. I want the camera that's taking these pictures, I want to see if I can get the wind slayer to do like a test, and thank you Turbo Steve for sharing the information. I have two wind slayers. I'm wondering if I just hold it up on the side, with this amount of wind, it'll be a real test. It's almost like a 40-50 mile an hour gusts out there. It'll be a real test. I would love to have, if anybody knows if there's a wind slayer option for the Canon camera, boy, that'd be the next thing I'm going to be looking for. Anyway, we've been thinking about doing that. The first thing we're going to think about having some coffee. And as if all this wasn't exciting enough, the pond froze over. We got ice on the pond again. Just when I thought the Titanic was done sinking, it surfaces. And no matter how this year ever plays out, I will never forget how unpredictable the weather was. Wow, we are really victims of the weather. Or as I always say, slaves to the weather, and we are. There's no doubt about that. Another day of ice on a pond. Just when I thought it was safe to go back in the water. But I know how to start off any day that it's cold, or any day that it's hot. And my birds don't seem to suffer from the cold. They just come and eat those seeds, hot or cold. This is pretty funny. They hide in the bushes here. You can see how the wind is blowing out there. Wow. They make it through the winter. Amazing. So here's early in the morning, 24 degrees in Rutherford, but this is the killer. Wind advisory. Weird wind advisory in effect. It really is. It's blowing. I'm not sure where this day is going, but that coffee will make it a lot easier to decide. This is the thing that matters, though. The real feel is 13. So after a nice cup of coffee, turning up the heat in the shop. Oh my God, it's so much nicer in here than outside. So our wheel is ready for black paint. We prepped that up. We got that totally prepped. This part is ready. Now there's some things that I thought I could do is get some of the sanding dust out of this, being very careful not to disturb the decal. Because obviously I'm not going to run out there at 24 degrees and paint. That's not happening. So I'm evaluating what I can get done here. This is all prepped up and ready to go. Let's see what we got here. That's done, and I had a really good thing here. I had to take my watch apart and replace the battery. You know what's funny? Every time Karen would take the watch up to the jeweler, and it would be $8. 5 for the battery and 3 to put it in. And I wound up on Amazon getting a box of batteries, because we have about 20 watches in the family. The batteries come out to be 40 cents a piece. So the way this plays out, it's $3.99 for 10 batteries and free shipping, instead of $8 for one. And obviously it's the easiest pie to just pull it back off the watch. Now it's really funny, one of the things I absolutely hate is getting ripped off on something simple like a watch battery. Boy, that just makes me nuts. Totally nuts. This goes up here. So now I'm an official jeweler. That little known fact, I have a collection of watches upstairs that I don't know why I collected them years ago. It was just crazy on my part, but these fancy watches that you had it, they were worth a lot of money, and my late friend Bob Lampione had a bunch of them, swatches or whatever they were, and one by one the batteries die, and it's $8, $8, $8, $5, $8. It's unbelievable. Those batteries cost 40 cents each. That's what I passed this little tip on. See, there's a little piece right here. That has, when you press the back on, and there's a little rubber gasket on most waterproof watches, well, that little tang has to line up with the stem, or you're never going to get the back on. So another good little tip, and these are just little tips. You can see that's working. Now, some of the watches I have, when you take the back off, it's almost impossible to get it back on. This one is not one of them. But some of the more expensive watches, I guess, this one's cheap. I put a piece of Gorilla Tape on that side and a Gorilla Tape on both sides. And then carefully, with a pair of vice grips, you need 3 vice grips to do it. You need to get one notch, and just press it in, because it's like putting a tire on. And then when you put the third one off to the side, it pops right on. And I notice whenever these guys that charge you $8 to do that, they probably have a tool, but you don't need a tool. What you need is Gorilla Tape. But we're back in business for basically 40 cents. That's almost as good as having a historic registration. So I'm going to tack rag this down, get it ready. We're coming up on 32 degrees. Should be in the next half an hour. I'll have this all prepped and ready to go. Get the paint in the gun. This weather, so unpredictable. It's just amazing to me, this weather that we've had. But we will get this painted today. I don't know, because that wind is the problem. When you're painting a fairing and that fairing starts blowing around like a sailboat, I don't think I want to take that chance today. But if I can get this painted, boy, will I be a happy boy. And then this can be up by a heating vent. I want a total tack rag on this because we have a lot of little overspray dust. And you can see the overspray dust comes out on when you wipe it down. Otherwise, that just gets buried in the black paint. Well, because of these howling winds, I'm going to move the table into the corner as close as I can get it. See, in the corner, this protects the wind somewhat. Not enough that I'm real happy with it, but it's still something. And we still got snow on the ground, but luckily when it's freezing like this, an advantage is I don't have drops of water melting and coming off the roof with the wind. So we win on one end, we lose on the other end. So just move this all around and see if I can get set up and get that wheel painted. You really don't see in the video just how difficult this spraying was under these conditions. You can see the overspray blowing away. I'm guessing the wind was 40-50 miles an hour. It was brutal, and the fact that it was really cold too. Well, you know, sometimes you got to go to war with the spray gun you have, I guess, is all there is to it. But you know, the thing I always remember is, well, a job like this, it takes longer than it normally would. And it's a lot more work than it does, but in the end, when it's done, it's a good feeling. I think it's a good feeling anyway for me. And when I was done with this spray out and I went up and saw Karen and had that extra coffee, she knew right away. She had the coffee already made. She says, "Man, you look freezing cold." I put my hand on her hand. She says, "Ah!" It really was brutal out there. And there's no way we could have painted fairings today. This was a day. It's amazing I got this painted. But in fast forward, it looks a lot easier than it did in real life. Well, we got the first coat on one side, and the wind is howling. Wow, this is really challenging. Anyway, now the only thing is, and I've got to shout because I'm sure this cannon picks up the wind noise. Okay, so we got to flip it around, get the other side done, and I'll be happy to get inside and have some coffee. Now, as this day went on, and I know this is very typical. In fact, it's probably 90% of the time. The wind gets worse as a day goes by. The reason for that is the air on the ground heats up, and from aviation, I know that usually if it's blowing in the morning, it's going to be worse in the afternoon. That's almost always the case. Today did not disappoint. The wind really was howling here. When I look back as I'm editing this, I'm laughing. I'm saying, wow. Right now, all I'm thinking about is, Karen, get that coffee out here. Time to get that in the house. I can't feel my fingertips or my toes. But mission accomplished. Now I'm just looking real carefully for any spot that I might have missed or that's bad or whatever. Looks like we did pretty good considering we're under battle conditions here. Holy mackerel. That was a tough half hour of spraying, I have to admit. Anyway, it looks like we're good to go. We can put this up under a heating vent and mission accomplished. Now, boy, when that heat kicks on, that's just like being in a warm weather climate. Wow, that worked out great today. There's just not a chance in hell when I saw how windy, and that wind is really kicking up. See, the problem with a fairing like this, you get it all set, and then the wind catches one edge up or something, and whoosh, and how do I know that? Think about something. How do I know that? Because I've painted a lot of fairings. So what we decided to do, I talked to Karen. She has some things we want to do today that I'll get them out of the way to kind of a honey-do list, and we will live to fight another day. Now this guy is all set. He's ready to go. This one, maybe this afternoon later, I'll come by and sand some of those nibs out if I feel like it. But even if I don't, it doesn't matter. That's got to be sanded a whole nother time, and I've got to get some clear over that. But the good thing is we survived another day here in the Yukon. Good thing about working in winter months, I'm never under the pressure to get this done so I can go for a ride. Well, we have plenty of time. Now, I'm old school and I do like to let the tape sit overnight. I know you don't have to do that. You don't have to bother putting in the comments so you can take it out. I have tried at Turbo Steve's request to pull it off. Yeah, but I'm just old school. I like dealing with the old ways of doing things. This wheel, and that's the reason I'm old school. That's an old school wheel. We did it all the old school way. Dry time between coats. And the final result is when Joe Padula was here, or Karen, they think it's worth the little extra effort. Now, the fairings, the wind today this is probably one of the worst wind days of the year. Not to mention, it's sneaking up on freezing here. I don't think it's going to go much above freezing though, even if I waited till dark. And I don't want to rush it. Patience above all. So what I'm going to do is go upstairs, have a cup of coffee with Karen, find out what she wants to do on our honey-do list, make her the happiest woman on earth, and, well, That's debatable. I know. I hear you saying that. Anyway, I don't want to forget to thank the healthcare workers. I am coming up on the time when I'm going to get my shot. I hope that protects me and most of all the people in my family. It's my poor grandson has only had, he's gone to school 4 times already this year, and at the end of the day they've shut the school down. Somebody in the school tested positive. They shut it down for 2 weeks. He's in another cycle now of being home for 2 weeks. I really feel sorry for the kids. They're taking a worse beating than me, if that's possible. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Now, we do try to post up something new every day. In the case of today, we managed to get some parts painted that I wasn't sure we were going to get painted. And what I did, I looked through my album here of some memories of the bike and breakfast meetups on 9W and remembered a great day. This was a great day that we had. I had taken my RD400, met Mark Morgan there. We went for a ride together. He had his 2-stroke. I had my 2-stroke. Turbo Steve was there with his bike, his Cafe Racer, his Visione. We met up with a bunch of friends, and I recorded about 15 minutes of video that I'm going to put at the end of this video in real time. It's just a lot of good people hanging out and looking at motorcycles, and maybe a little bit of good-hearted humor, and maybe some mean-spirited humor. You never know. And among our group, but it's great memories. This is from, I think, 3 years ago. It might have been 2 years ago. I don't know. It's several years ago anyway. And there's some bikes that I haven't seen in a long time. And these are some great nostalgic memories. I'm going to put this footage up in real time. It's a market meetup. We're nice and early here up to the market meetup. But the crowd will start rolling in soon, right after we have our coffee. This is the first Sunday of every month on Route 9W, near just north of Exit 4.
Not a dealership. It's back in there. Right here, you know, really, I'm not the you go in like past a restaurant. So you go in, you go all the way in the back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about that.
But what's the story? It's made from old parts,
No.
It's a modern
new.
engine.
Brand new. No, everything's new about it.
But it has the look of a a museum bike.
Like an old Sunbeam, an old Douglas.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's brand new.
That's funny. But we don't have a destination. We usually don't have a
Even down to putting.
Well, this is nice too. That's pretty original.
I also love the fact that they did a lot of nickel plating on it, not chrome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the nickel is nice.
Nickel. I just love the patina of nickel.
When it starts yellowing, just especially on a frame.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to see here. It's still early. All the early birds get the 2 strokes here. Well, in about an hour, you won't be able to get anywhere near this parking lot. It is a beautiful day. And they're starting to come in. Oh!
So you
Okay,
can find one in Canada.
But
which
this one is a 700.
This is a 700.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a US spec bike.
And a shaft drive.
And a shaft.
And it looks brand new. Did you restore it, or
No,
you
it's
bought it that
totally
way?
original. Every single finish on it is
Wow.
original. Yeah.
Unreal.
I need
That
a
is-
really
this-
good deep
this
clean.
is almost-
Is that 86?
86. Yeah.
That the vintage
Beautiful.
16-inch front wheels?
Yep. 86 was the only year they came up with this color combo. And they basically eliminated all the chrome from the motor. These used to be chrome, chrome, chrome. So they blacked everything out, made red, white, and blue.
Oh, here comes Bob. Uh-oh, now the party's over. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. I want to see where we can mount the camera on that sidecar. This ought to be fun.
Anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah.
I got electrical tape. We can put it around his nose.
I got some zip ties.
Yeah. No, all you need is electrical tape. Make your own mount. Put it right on the headlight if you have to. Oh, they're starting to come in now.
Yeah, they're not easy to run. And it was just like... I waited a long time.
I take my bike, right? Because I go on Friday. You know, Friday, I generally take my bike to work. You only got every
Go take a look at it.
Yeah, that's what I said. Who's got the R51? That's a beauty.
Okay, the star of the show is here. Last year's winner comes floating in. Oh, Mark just got over here. Let's go see him. Whoa!
That's exactly right.
Hey, mister, your bike is smoking.
Yeah, I gotta do something.
Just let it run out of two-stroke oil. It'll stop smoking in about 30 seconds. All right, we got a race.
If you're on the powered bike,
All right, we'll let him be on a starting grid too. Is he gonna fit through here?
Nope.
No, he's got to go in the back.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it through.
Well, it'll be fun if he tries. We'll have to go in the back and check it out. Yep. The starting grid here.
Is that a new two-stroke?
No. Should we let him on the starting grid or not? You want to be on the starting grid? We get you in the front row. Ready for the starting grid?
I think so.
Warm up the, oh Jesus, we're gonna get hit. Oh, raise the needle.
Yeah.
you can't say that anymore. Your uncle would be 98 years old. As if they retire at 57.
My nephew.
All right, he's gonna do a burnout.
Okay, hey, great seeing you. I'll say
He's going to do a burnout.
He's gonna do a burnout. Get the bleach out.
That's the chase vehicle?
The parts vehicle.
Very patriotic.
That's one crazy.
nice, yeah.
Hasn't made it to the front yet.
There's a guy with an aluminum tank.
No, that's steel.
You're such a killjoy.
I'm digging it though, sir. My favorite bike. Mini Moto. Yes. 650? Yeah, they call them B50.
That's a Moto Pokey. That's the very rare Moto Pokey edition.
Yeah, they don't specialize in what they do.
He wasn't interested.
Yeah.
You know, not when. Nice structure. That's David.
Nobody spills a latte on his bike.
On your travel distance, you don't touch your tire at all. If I've been barehanded, it would cut me off.
It's above your pay grade? I don't have a pay grade. My pay grade is 0.
Okay, so it's above yours too.
So what did the guy say? This is a John Deere Mercedes? Is that what this is? I don't even know what, I don't follow cars that much.
I have a friend that works at Mercedes that had one of these for the weekend or whatever.
Yeah, Navola gets these, look how big the brakes are.
Yeah.
But imagine putting that brake on an RD400.
Well, it's the AMG version of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
car,
yeah.
so it's got all the bells and whistles. and
Yeah.
stuff,
More motor guzzies. You just never know when it, yeah, there's more motor guzzies. Look at it. There's more motor guzzies than t-shirts. Look at this.
I'm about to move on my slot. So many. Yeah, I saw that. That was annoying. It was a one-day thing. Doing battle with squirrels.
An old Triumph Triple. Wow.
Stay right there. I mean,
We're not judgmental. C51 shootout here. Here we go. There's 3 of them here today. Oh my God, there's another one. Everybody's got an RC51. We're gonna have a race, so let's see who's the fastest.
The bicycle. The bicycle is winning.
The bike's winning. That's not saying much for the other guys. There we go. Come on, guys. Burnout, burnout. You're only young once. Clutches are cheap. Tires are cheap. Tickets are cheap. So we're trying to find out where they go. This is the RC51 club here. They got 1, 2, 5. 5 RC51s. Yeah, I guess they're going on a group ride. Oh, now it makes sense. There's 6. Nope, there's not. Guy's on a BMW, so he doesn't count. Here we go.
I've been a little bit busy with other shit the last few years.
Cool. One more, I think. One more's coming?
One more RC's coming?
I think so, no?
Hey, Joe. 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 Joe.
Alex. Yeah, he just came out the bathroom. He's coming now.
None of these are stolen, right?
Nah, I don't steal anymore.
No more? Not since yesterday.
Summer, didn't matter what.
It wasn't big on it.
Snowing out.
A couple times.
There's an RC51 disguised to be a BMW. Wow! Wow!
double agent.
What? Don't tell them. These guys don't know anything about bikes.
I won't let
They don't know.
know.
They don't know.
Just don't look too
Look
close.
at, oh,
That's RC guys.
that's very cool. Very cool. Hey, the RC Club has promised to have the world's biggest burnout here. I guess we're going to find out one way or another. They got the last one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not counting one is a BMW. $4 grand. That is the cleanest. This is by far. This is almost like I owned it. It's almost. I won't give you the final. Maybe it is better. Nah, fingerprint up here. We can't deal with that.
You know what I did this?
I've judged a lot of bike shows.
That's from the key.
Throw the keys away. Look at that muffler, almost as shiny as mine. Not quite. That's beautiful. I wish I had room in my garage. Valentine's Day is coming.
So I hope you did enjoy some of those nostalgic moments of, well, before COVID, before this winter set in, this Nanette's people winter. I don't know what to say. Anyway, at the end of any day of editing, I enjoy looking at some of these pictures of the warm weather days we've had together. And North Jersey can be brutal in the winter and a lot of fun in the summer. And I never feel sorry for myself. I know this part of the country is rich with motorcycling. A lot of people that are a lot of fun to hang around with. And we share this nice little select group of people that gets together at the market, gets together at Perry's. We used to get together at my house until this COVID came by. But anyway, great friends. And the two-stroke rides, like we had after this, I'm going to get that on a future video too. And Mark Morgan had his two strokes. Luciano's got the two strokes. He's got his new H1 Evil Twin ready for this summer's riding. I'm ready for the summer right now. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but anyway, I do hope you did enjoy the video, and thank you again so much for watching.